it's a scarcity mindset there, right? Like you said, if you're winning or you're doing well, somebody else is losing and doing poorly, and that's really I understand that, and I think we've got a lot of that in certain communities here in America as well, or maybe there's an undertone of that here in the States, but that's a country that was just built upon oppression for hundreds of years. So it's really built into the DNA, and it's hard to get past. And I don't think I don't think people are even really trying to get past it. That's the system that they work in, and even during kind of the Celtic Tiger days or now where folks are saying, hey, things are better than ever, or there is that thought process. It's not real. It's still going to be the same as it always has been.
100%. I mean, you even see it in America. You see the press secretary saying that like the economy's strong and America's doing great, and it's like no one's feeling that, no one's seeing that. You're living in a bubble, and that's the propaganda Ireland's punching out. It's like we're doing great, and everybody's doing well, but everybody works for the man now. Like the pre-Celtic Tiger days or the Celtic Tiger days was a great era because everybody thought that they can make it themselves.
Yes.
I could get into development. I have a little bit of equity. I'll buy a property. The property price is going up. Oh, wow, I made some more equity. I'll buy another property. I'll maybe, get planning permission on a piece of land. And, development's such a great way to kind of increase your wealth so quickly through property. And it's tangible. You can do the numbers very quickly. There's there's going to be people that need houses or apartments. So it's just like if you can build it, you'll sell them, and you know what the price is. And if the price is going up, you're just seeing your profits going higher even before it's built. And like that's where it really got into. The Celtic Tiger really never got off the ground. It got off the ground for a few people, but everybody, like, it kind of was almost a trap because
Yeah.
they pulled the rug out from under everybody during like when they were just starting to get going. Because like let's say the first few developers just started making it big, and like everybody's like, great, I can get into that. And then people are buying houses and they're kind of wanting to get that kind of traction going. And next thing is just like boom, the property recession of 2008 to 2012 or beyond pulled the rug out from everybody. So the equity that they thought they had to build their empire was taken from them, including everything they had. And
Yeah.
it was quick and it was swift, and there was no recourse in the judicial system. I mean, they locked that down quick, and that's the benefit of a little petri dish like Ireland. You can do that where the rest of the world can't really see what you're doing, but you're kind of like, oh, we got the big, IT companies here, and Google's headquarters, and all the big headquarters are here for the big banks, and we're doing great, and where in fact, yeah, that's great for like the top tier, but everybody else. So what you then have to do is you have to go work for the man. And a lot of people, that's where they're all now. They're working for the man, but they're like, their salaries aren't even close. They've been in a salary freeze, I would say, for 20 years,
Yeah.
just like America, where it's just like no one can get any traction, and the banks are closed now, and they're all owned by the government anyway that took them over during the Great Recession. You think, oh, they'll buy them, they'll fix them, and they'll sell them. They haven't sold them yet. They're still holding a majority of the stock for almost all the banks,
Yeah.
and they're not lending. And if you want money, they're already lending to their oligarch friends, and that are going to give them a piece or however they have it set up, always through offshore entities. So it's a real eye opener. I think Ireland, you just wouldn't think it, but they're not happy, and because there's no future, there's no kind of, they're slaves. If that's
Right.
what maybe people want to go work for the man or work for Google and make 100 grand, but or 200 grand or whatever you make. But when you want to kind of go to that next level that you see, the big guys, that everybody in, like the American attitude. I don't begrudge someone who's successful. I want to be that guy. But literally, my first week in Ireland, my cousin, who I kind of stayed with when I first lived there, he's like, "You don't know Ireland.
Right.
Ireland is a bowl of crabs. Like if anybody's crawling up the side, they jump on top of you and drag you back down. It's just." And Bono, I think, went on the Jay Leno show
I
like
was going
20
to
years
go
ago. It's
there.
like,
I was going to go there.
you
That's
know,
exactly that. Yeah, go ahead. Tell the
oh,
story though for
yeah,
folks who haven't. I
yeah.
think maybe it was Conan, but one of those talk
Oh,
shows. But
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, where it's just like you don't, when you see a rich big house on the hill, the American attitude is one day I'll live in there and I'll buy that house. And in Ireland, it's just like one day I'll burn that house to the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
or
that
something
asshole.
along that line.
Yeah.
And that's really it. And that.
I wanted to ask you something I've been curious about. I've encountered this, being an Irish person, I've encountered it a little bit myself, which is an Irish mentality, which is good for you, but don't get a big head. Meaning they are happy for you, but it's a very tricky culture where they don't want you to get too big. And I think this must be a problem for you guys because you're some of the biggest stars in the world, but you go home to your country. Do you encounter that feeling ever?
You know, it's an amazing place to escape to, and Ireland is it's a really cool place to live and to bring up your kids and all of that kind of thing. But one of the reasons is because Irish people are so messy, and it's very different than in America. In America, you look up the mansion on the hill and you say, one day I'm going to live in that mansion. In Dublin, where we come from, especially on the north side, people look at the mansion on the hill and go, one day I'm going to get that son of a bitch. It's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah.